Life. This is A Pig's Life by Bill Hoyt. And what I'm doing is doing a little movie about my dad's pigs that he recently got. And I'm going to introduce you to each of them. This one here, this female, her name is Bagel. And she's a duroc type of pig. Actually, all these pigs are half duroc and half hampshire. But due to her coloring, Bagel, being red and white, has more of the duroc in her than the hampshire, where the other three pigs, and these are all siblings, have more of the hampshire in them. This one here is Spot. He's one of the two twins, and his name is because of this spot that's up on his left shoulder that you can just barely see. They've been rolling around in some mud and some burlap with some oil on it. They're having a little bit of a skin irritation problem, and we've been trying to help them out with that. This one that's more white than black, his name's Cheddar. And Spot is also a male. And then this one here, who is Spot's twin, her name's Envy. And as you can guess, she's a female. And there is some cornmeal and I guess catfish food because it's high in protein and the pigs eat it. What they're not doing right now is they're foragers, and lots of times they root around in the ground looking for grubs and other things to eat. And pigs being omnivores, they can sustain themselves on just about any old thing that you feed them. Earlier, I was feeding them some tangerines, which they seem to like, and since these pigs have only been around since Tuesday of this week, I was using it kind of to bribe their friendship and make them not quite so scared of me so that I can get closer and get a better video of them. It seems like my plan has paid off, and the pigs don't seem to be afraid of me anymore. In fact, I'll show you my shoes. They're quite dirty, and then my legs all dirty, because the unfortunate thing about pigs, with them rooting around in the dirt all the time, is their faces are just a filthy mess. Bagel, it's early in the morning right now, and I think they're just excited to see me, and they're really out of their routine probably. But Bagel, she seems to be the dominant figure in this group of four. She, lots of times when there's disputes over food, as there are with animals, she comes out on top. Though Envy will give her a run for her money sometimes. It's kind of funny. It's almost like this is a matriarchal society, as the females seem to hold sway over the males. Which may not be a bad thing, but it's just one of those things. This is the Hoyt homestead, or farm, and I'm giving you a kind of a view of their living arrangements. That over there is their pig pen, or condo, depending on your point of view. My dad built that himself. I'll go have a closer look at it, but I'm just trying to give you a view of their living arrangements as a whole. They have this fence that's around them, keeping them in, that's electrified, so that they discourage them from wanting to get out and run away and go into the woods that you can see behind at the edge of my father's property. And so that fence is electrified to discourage such things. There's the gate to get the truck in, because unfortunately, as cute as these pigs are, most of them are being raised to be eaten at some point in the future. And so these are feeder pigs, and I've done the unenviable thing of naming them. Most people think that's a mistake, but I think a pig I know well will just taste better when I eat them later on. Just kind of how life works. And being the pragmatic individual that I am, I see no problem with this. That's my little dog, Jacy. She doesn't quite know what to make of things. Believe it or not, this morning, I don't think the fence is actually electrified, because she's been sticking her nose through there and kind of greeting the pigs. She doesn't know what to make of them, but she's curious, and she hasn't been zapped yet. But this is kind of the whole outlook of this farm. Over here, though I don't see any chickens right now, this is my dad's chicken coops. And there you can see some chickens far off in the background there. You may be able to hear them crowing. They've been doing that the whole time I've been filming. Right now we see Bagel. She's doing what pigs do so well, is she's rooting around in the dirt. And it's kind of funny, they can get quite down deep in there, and this hard ground, there seems to be no trouble for them. But pigs have excellent noses, because they're able to sniff down through there and find things they think are good to eat. You and I may disagree with that, but we're not the ones eating grubs out of the ground. Bagel's funny. She always seems to set herself apart from the rest of the pack. Maybe it's because she feels special because of her special color. Though I doubt pigs are self-aware, but it'd be funny if they were. Okay, this is a better view of the pig habitat my dad has built. As you can see, it's as it is with most things my dad does, of high quality. He doesn't skimp. He feels the protection of his future food sources is a good thing. The unfortunate part of it is the pigs don't really seem to like it. All the hard work my dad put into it doesn't seem to have paid off as far as the pigs are concerned. They prefer pretty much to stay outside and sleep out in the open sky. Though we haven't had any rainy weather yet, and we all suspect that when the rain's coming down hard, they'll probably make use of it then. As you can see, the stalls are quite large. Though pigs do grow, it's almost like it's more built for a cow or a horse. Though, to be honest, these aren't tall enough for a horse to make use of unless it's like a pony. But I just wanted to give you all a better understanding of what has been built around here. Over here is where their water hole is, so to speak. And my dad has, brought pipes up and so that they have a good, easy way of getting water to the pigs. They tend to drink out of the bucket more, but he has these self-watering spigots. I'll get kind of closer in on them. You can see they're blue. And with those, they're able to just drink water right out of them. And hopefully, eventually, we won't need the bucket. Unfortunately, when the pigs first arrived, they weren't quite tall enough to get to the spigots. And so, the bucket's there because they can get their heads in there and get water, as, all creatures need such things. Yep. Here is Spot doing what pigs do. And here's Bagel also doing what pigs do. Just root around. It's kind of funny. When I first arrived, they were running around. It was kind of cool because they seemed to be excited to see me. But they probably thought I was bringing food, which was right. I had some tangerines. I was peeling them for them because it seems to work out better that way. They don't quite know what to make of the tangerines with the skin all over them. And sometimes they'll ignore them if you just toss them to them. So I did them a kindness and peeled it for them. Of course, I had my own ulterior motives for that. Cheddar is the most shy of the bunch. I have a hard time getting him to eat tangerines because he seems too skittish to come up to me to get them, whereas the other three had no such compunctions. This is Envy, and she's rooting around. It's kind of funny. Her and Bagel seem to have a little bit of a rivalry. I have not been able to catch it on film this one time, but I have some other clips where it shows them kind of fighting over things that they find, the little hidden treasures they find in the ground. I'm kind of doing this because I think pigs are cool. They may make me weird to some of y'all, being that they are farm animals, and I live in a city. I live in Tampa, Florida, though this particular location is in Lutz, which is not too far from Tampa. It's only about a 15-minute drive from where I live in Tampa. I like the way pigs taste, and Bagel, she's a keeper. We're going to get a boar for her, and we're going to try to, have our own little litters of pigs and raise pigs ourselves without having to constantly buy them and feed them up to weight. We're looking to feed these things up to about 250 pounds. There you can see my dog JC in the background kind of circling the whole fenced-in property. She's probably feeling a little bit left out, but I'm not quite sure what the pigs would do with her in here, and so I think it's better and more safe for all concerned for her to be on the outside looking in. She's kind of a scaredy dog herself. Over there, where I believe that's Spot, though he's a little bit far away for me to tell for sure, that's their mud pit. Being that this is Florida, though, the sandy ground drains quite fast, and it's only muddy or wet sand for a little while. Yesterday afternoon, we had sprayed the ground so they could roll around in it and cool off. Because, as you all may or may not know, pigs have no sweat glands, and when it gets hot, they need a good way to cool off, and a nice, cool, wet mud pit is just the thing for pigs. Maybe later on, I will get that on film. You may be able to hear barking in the background. I'm not sure how well the sound, shows up on these videos just yet. I'm still kind of a rookie at this. But way in the background are Mohan and Peyton. They're the dogs that are barking. They're fenced in. That's my sister's house. And they're kind of left all alone over there and probably a little bit jealous. That grunting you hear is the pigs. It's kind of cool if you ask me. And so that's why I'm filming this right now, just so you can kind of hear it. Oh, we got them in. Oh, look at that. I was happy we were able to catch that on film. I don't know where they all raced off to, but the pigs are excited right now. And that grunting seems to be a happy noise from them. When they're scared, it's more of a high-pitched squeal and less grunting. But they all took off in a trot, and they're all congregated over here behind their pig condo. I'm not sure what they're up to. Something Bagel's probably the mastermind of. She does seem to be the dominant pig, which is kind of cool. Nope. There she is running around again. I don't know. You just think of pigs being these really large, fat creatures, which, believe it or not, most of their bulk is muscle, which is what we eat on the dinner table and is what's quite tasty. But pigs are kind of agile, and it's kind of fun to watch them run. I have to admit, one of the reasons I'm making this film is I'm quite mesmerized by the creatures myself. And who knows, maybe I will grow attached to these things and feel a little bit bad while I'm gnawing on them later on in life. It seems they've grown accustomed to my presence, because before they didn't know what to make of me, but now they just go about their business, grunting away in happy pig paradise. Well, I think that's all for now. I don't want to bore you all too much, and I don't really have too much more to tell you. But what I am going to do is take periodic videos of these pigs and just kind of show their progress as we feed them to size and prepare them for the dinner table. Hopefully, as you watch these videos, you don't get too attached to them. Just remember their food, and even though I've taken the time to name them, it's just because I need to differentiate them on the video. It's just a part of life, and that's kind of what I'm wanting to show. I want to show how things are, and that even though you plan on eating them, you can still have some fun with them. They're now all going over to the little feeding trough. It's kind of funny. They had to get this other black trough, so to speak, plastic one, to put the feed in, because the trough that you can see behind is too tall for the pigs. They're not of size enough where they can just reach down and get the food out of there. I'm going to get up close, because one of the interesting idiosyncrasies of these animals is they don't seem to understand you shouldn't stand in your food while you eat it. And so, as you can see right now, Bagel is all inside the trough while she's eating some of the feed. Envy and Cheddar don't seem to have made that mistake this time. But don't think nothing of it. Envy's coming up to take a closer look at me. Oh, she bit my foot. She probably thought it might be food, but it's not. It wasn't a hard bite. But anyway, it just goes to show how comfortable they've become with my presence. Before, they would just kind of run away and keep their distance. So even though she tried to bite my toe off, as you can see the mud and dirt all over my shoe now, white shoes, not quite so white anymore, it's okay. Because I kind of want the pigs to like me. They don't know I'm going to eat them. But anyway, this is just one last look for now, and we're going to edit this thing up and probably post it on Facebook and YouTube and make a go of it, showing the chronicle of a pig's life. And Bagel's coming to say goodbye.